Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan cast. Max, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. Other than some technology stuff, but what's new with us? Fuck technology.
Exactly.
Back at it again.
We back at it again. Look, second to last pick'em show of the year. Conference championship. You gotta love it. Okay, no Saturday games this week. It's Sunday. Four teams left. Why do we even watch football, Max? Because the script writers have already decided it's going to be the Niners and the Ravens.
Oh yeah, the logos. Yeah, I know. I know.
but got quite a bit of stuff to talk about. Of course, we're going to preview the games, some head coach hirings that we got this past week, and even some GM hires that I kind of want to touch on. Uh, Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, all that good stuff. This is week what 19? I think week 19,
No, week 20.
week 20. Jesus Christ,
21. 21.
21, 21 Savage. All right, on the site,
Is it?
are you doing
Yeah,
the math
I
right?
think so. I think so. So there's 18 weeks in the season, plus
Yes,
two
yes,
like playoff weeks. Now we're
yes.
here.
Week 21.
21.
You're right. 21 Savage. On a side note, you see the 21 Savage movie coming out?
It's a meme.
Is it really a meme?
Yeah, he said it's like a parody.
Oh my god, I was all hyped. I seen fucking what's his
For
name.
what? You don't even like 21 Savage.
I mean, but it looked good though. Childish, what's his name? Childish Gambino, is that his name? The fucking
Yeah. Donald
the yeah Donald Glover, whatever his fuck.
Glover.
There
Atlanta.
you
You
go.
watched Atlanta?
I know, but I always forget his fucking real name. All right. Uh, what game do you want to start with, Max, or what do you want to start with at all? Do you have an opening statement? What are you feeling?
I'm nervous for this for both of these games because I desperately don't want a Niners Chiefs Super Bowl. I think we've
Oh
seen it. It's
God.
played out. I don't want the Niners to succeed. I'm a hater. I know,
You want to go to
but I
Disneyland,
want to see
or you want
Lamar.
to go to
Well,
to
yeah.
Six Flags?
No, I don't like Six Flags. Let's go to Knott's. Not Scary Farm.
There you go.
Honestly, I would love to go one day just to see how empty it was. What if it was just like a scam? Like it's
I
too
really
busy.
do think it's empty. That's the perfect day to go, bro. Super Bowl. But
But
I'm
I'm nervous for Lamar. I think there's legacies on the line. I mean, with Mahomes, nothing can change his legacy. Like he's the Hall of Famer. Like people
yeah.
talk crap about him, and it's like, come on.
I think he has, like you said, nothing to lose. Even if he gets blown out, I don't think it'll tarnish his fucking legacy not one bit. Because if the Chiefs wind up getting blown out, Max, it was expected. It's like, oh, the Ravens have been kicking everyone's ass all year. And the Chiefs, it's a down year. Mahomes got him there. Kelsey's getting old. It's easy to sweep it under the rug. But with Lamar, man, it's gonna be tough for him if he winds up losing
Why
this
do you
game.
think it is that there's like no excuses for Lamar? Like it's all Lamar, and there's excuses for Mahomes. Why do
Well,
you think that is? Because
well,
he's
he
won
hasn't done
two.
it. He hasn't done it. He's won two playoff games in his career. Uh, he has been in this position before at home, number one seed, MVP, and he's gotten beat. And I think that's the reality of it. I know it sucks. I know quarterback wins are not everything, especially to a guy like you. You look deeper into it, but the reality is that that's the number one thing people look at is wins, and the guy only has two of them. And I'm pulling for him 1,000%. Lamar Jackson, bro, is dynamic. He's a great fucking football player. One thing that Lamar never gets, Max, I feel like is he's a bona fide fucking leader, dude. I would love playing. I would love to like play for that guy because he's no bullshit. It's never any BS with him. He's fully authentic. He plays his game. He doesn't really read into other shit or whatever. Like, I don't know. I've always been a fan of Lamar's maturity and his leadership, bro. Um, As far as this game goes, I guess we're gonna start with KC and Baltimore since we're already there. Um, Joe Thuney is actually injured for this game. He has a
Yeah, MCL sprain.
no. He has a. I think it's something with his bicep. I want to
I
say
thought it was an MC. Here, I'll check it right. I don't know why
he has a sprained something. I think it's a sprained tricep or bicep. One of those.
Unlikely to play 1 day ago from Pro Football Focus. Wow, can I just see what the injury was? Pectoral. Sorry, it was pectoral. You're
Pectoral.
right. Yeah.
There you go. So sprained pectoral. That scares me. That scares me because if I'm a Chiefs fan, which thank God I'm not, the defensive line for the Ravens can get after it. Matabuke has had a career year who's probably going to get paid in free agency.
Yeah. I mean, he made an all-pro team. One of the most, like, what were the betting odds for someone like that?
Yeah, Matabuke, I know. Uh, what's concerning you with this game with the Ravens? Like how do the Ravens lose this game? Can you picture that in your head and describe it?
Ravens lose this game because it's I don't really feel like they're man, I don't want to be this guy, but I feel like the Ravens, if they lose this game, like Lamar's not playing well. Like the Chiefs defense got to him. It's not an indication of Lamar, it's just the indication of the Chiefs defense is elite, in my opinion. Maybe not like the stats and stuff. Um, maybe not the stats stuff, but when they get to the postseason, they know what it takes. Like there's a different level of play. Like the Niners know it, the Chiefs know it. I don't feel like the Ravens kind of know it. The Lions, like this is their first taste of it, if that makes sense. If that's like a fair point. Um, I just feel like it's going to be Lamar. Man, they're going to bottle him up because, like, at the end of the day, does Baltimore have the greatest offense on turf? No, they don't. But the only team that really has that case are the NFC teams. Like both these other teams are kind of defense first, in my opinion. I know the Ravens like put up points, but they're still a defensive team to me.
Yeah. What scares me with the Ravens is their corners, their DBs. Uh, if there's a weakness on this Baltimore Ravens team, it's the secondary. I know Kyle Hamilton has had a great year, but Stevens, uh, he's been playing well in the scheme. They started Bradley Roby last week at corner. Marlon Humphrey, we'll see if he can go in this game, but I feel like Mahomes can kind of expose that kind of thing, and that scares me to death. And if you give Mahomes a chance in this game, like I feel like if he has the ball last, I feel like the Chiefs are winning. They're gonna score. I can't see it any other way. So if I'm a Ravens fan, I want to bury these motherfuckers early and often, bro. Like right off the fucking gates. Like they have been all fucking year. Look at every competitive team that they played, Max. The Lions, the Seahawks. What was another team that they beat? The 49ers. I mean, they just demolished these teams. They fully dominated, whether they were on the road or at home. And I feel like the Chiefs should be no fucking different. I went into that Bills game last week, Max, so confident in the Buffalo Bills. And obviously, I was wrong. The Chiefs came out. They played with a chip on their shoulder. There was the Josh Allen fucking show, and the Bills team didn't fucking show up besides Josh Allen. But I truly feel the same way about the Chiefs. It's just Patrick Mahomes. They should, I don't think they're all that fucking good. I don't see them as a bona fide AFC championship Super Bowl contender right now. I don't. It's just 15. Their offense is not that good. I don't see it. And I feel like the Ravens can finally fucking expose them. And they should.
You're 100% right, Juan. Like, so is there like an X factor you look at, like on either side of the ball? Like okay, we know Lamar and Mahomes are gonna make plays, right? Like who's the others? Like, can Roquan Smith swing this game? Can Chris Jones swing this game? Like, who are the guys you
I'll
look
give you
at?
a
Because
name.
I
I'll
like
give you a
Roquan
name.
and Patrick Queen, Like those two guys to me are the X factors.
To me, on offense, on the Ravens side, I feel like no doubt it's kind of Dalvin Cook on the
No
running back
way. Stop
side.
with the Dalvin
I'm
Cook
just
stuff,
saying
bro.
he looked good last week. He had a couple good runs. I think Dalvin Cook can be an X factor in this game, and he can really get their run game going. Because like with Gus Edwards, at the end of the day, bro, like he's not an elite back by any means. He gets you the fucking tough 4 yard, 3 yard runs. But
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook he's an all pro type of guy. And he just wasted on the fucking Jets this year. And all of a sudden he's on the number one seed of the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC Championship. He can make the Chiefs pay. Because the Chiefs are vulnerable to the run. I feel like if you're gonna beat them, you're gonna have to run the ball against them. If you come out and you try to fucking pass it all the way around and try to be the air show, you're gonna get fucked up by them. Their pass rush is gonna get going. Their secondary is elite with L'Jarius Sneed and Trent McDuffie. You got to be able to run the ball. So I feel like if you can get this big Dalvin Cook game, it's gonna be great for the Ravens, bro.
I don't see the Dalvin game. I don't see the big Dalvin thing. But on the opposite side, it's like Pacheco seems to kind of be like the engine of this team. Like how many people like I'm working on some of that TikTok stuff, right? And I was looking at old drafts and stuff. But like I saw Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Like remember when me and you were like, dude, if
Yeah,
they
it's
get
super
Clyde
high.
at like this is perfect. And that never worked out. But then like 1 year later, you find the seventh round gem who's just like I hate to say it, like no one talks about him being like one of the best running backs in football, but isn't he? Like, what doesn't he do well? Like, does he not like sometimes the engine of this team? Like they're not a running team, but it seems like in big playoff games they find a way to run the fucking ball. It's
Yeah.
so weird with like the Chiefs.
I don't feel like he's all that amazing. I mean, he's a good tough nose running back. To me, it reminds me of like the Seattle running backs, the Thomas Rawls, the Chris Carsons. Like you remember how hard Chris Carson ran for the Seahawks?
Yeah, ran hard,
You know what's
ran real
crazy
hard.
about that, Max? It's actually warranted the same because Roquan Smith. I seen an interview from him and they asked him who was the toughest person to tackle in your career. And
Oh yeah,
surprisingly,
I saw
he
that.
said Chris fucking
Yeah, we were talking
Carson.
about Chris. Most people won't even know the name, but like this is one of the best running backs in the NFL till injuries happen. You know, like a bad neck injury.
Yeah. But Pacheco, I feel like he's just one of those guys that run really hard and he's tough to take down. But we've seen this from the Chiefs though, like Damian Williams, who was the guy last year that they had. It wasn't Damian Williams, it was Pacheco. Pacheco, Damian Williams, the other guy, I'm forgetting him. Jerick McKinnon. Jerick
Oh,
McKinnon.
Yeah. Like last year, like he was nothing, and then all of a sudden he's popping off.
Right.
Like
Right.
he's crazy.
I mean, I think that's just a testament of Andy Reid. But uh anything else on this game, Max, as far as who else can break out in this game? I feel like this is a good ODB game. ODB, I'm thinking of Old Dirty Bastard.
Odell
OBJ.
Beckham. No, Odell for sure. I mean, I don't feel like a receiver is going to swing this game. I feel like the defenses are so good. Like maybe a Kyle Hamilton, Kyle Hamilton. Like there's no Kelsey. Like you just don't see Kelsey this game.
I feel
Maybe
like
Taylor Swift. No, I'm just kidding.
no. I feel like a really bad matchup for the Chiefs is Zay Flowers. I feel like he's one of those guys where he's gonna give L'Jarius Sneed problems because I feel like Sneed, man, he's always gonna do good against like the big guys, like the Justin Jefferson type. As far as like, he's a little bit bigger. He's not like a jitterbug type of guy. I feel like Zay Flowers is a jitterbug type of guy where he could run short routes and all of a sudden he runs a double move and he's wide open 30 yards down the field. So I'm looking forward to a big Zay Flowers game. On the other side, on KC, I think Rasheed Rice is going to show up. He's been showing up all fucking year. He's really like their only go-to receiver. But then you look to who's going to be that second guy to step up. I mean, it kind of has to be MVS, right?
Yeah, I mean he had one big catch, but it's still like Like what happened? Like Sky Moore didn't really do much this year. Kadarius Toney, just like he's a meme at this point of his NFL career. Probably won't be there next year, but it's almost kind of like, and I think I said this. I'm like, I don't really feel like the Chiefs are in this team's league, but somehow like Mahomes gives them the chance. Like I feel like this is one of those bad Patriot teams that's going to go to the Super Bowl and maybe lose, and it's like, well, they shouldn't really be there. It's just because they're quarterback or because they just seem to get the shit done.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like Baltimore's so much more talented, has played so much better. Like the questions we've said about Kansas City, what's the question been about Baltimore, right? Like what have we really been like? If you pulled an issue with Baltimore this year, were you not nitpicking? Like the Chiefs, it's like, oh, they really can't do shit on offense.
Yeah. Let's go on the side of losing for the Ravens. Obviously, Lamar will take a hit. Do you see this being a short ass window for the Ravens as far as like, all right, this is it. Like, this is the year it all came together. The Chiefs are weekend. We didn't have to play the Bills. Nobody's really ferocious in the AFC. This is our year. This is it. Like, Lamar went through a full season, fully healthy. We have our first home playoff AFC championship since like 1971. This is it. This is when you look back and you're like, this was the year. And that's what I'm scared of for the Baltimore Ravens, bro. It's like these windows shut fucking fast. Not everyone can be the Chiefs and make it to the championship 7 straight fucking years in a row. Like, it just doesn't fucking happen.
It doesn't, but we've seen it once before with New England, and it seems like, I mean, honestly, if the Chiefs were like, do you really feel like the Chiefs are going to blow up next year? No, I feel like this defense is so young. The offense is the problem, and they could fix that in one off season.
Yeah.
Like, truly.
And it's funny. It's funny how you bring up earlier how this loss does nothing. This win, if the Chiefs win the game and they're in the Super Bowl, I feel like this is the most impressive run that they've had out of the whole stretch is this year.
For sure. Yeah.
It's not even close. So that'll be the fucking crazy thing. Let's go ahead and go into our picks. Who you picking, Max?
Going with Baltimore.
Yes, sir.
Baltimore.
I'm going with Baltimore, too. I'm going 31-23. Look, Kansas City has a great defense, but at the end of the day, I feel like Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham, Dalvin Cook. I'm going to stick with my Dalvin Cook shit. I feel like their offense is just too dynamic. And I don't see Kansas City hanging with them, really. Like, they may make it seem close at the end, but I feel like when you're watching that game, Max, it should be like Baltimore's dominating this game. And the aftermath of it is the defensive line for the Baltimore Ravens. They're going to get pressure on Mahomes. Mahomes hasn't threw a single interception this whole playoffs. Hasn't had a single turnover.
I don't really feel like there's even been one where it's like, oh, we should have thrown one right there.
That, and another thing to say, he hasn't been sacked all playoffs.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Who they played? They played Buffalo and Miami.
Yeah. So, who leads the league in most turnovers and most sacks in the league? Baltimore. So I feel like they're going to get pressure on Mahomes, something that he hasn't fucking seen. I mean, we know the recipe. Every quarterback's going to struggle with pressure. And Mahomes is no fucking different. You get Mahomes down, you're going to fuck him up. It's going to be Tampa Bay Super Bowl all over again. Anything else on KC and Baltimore, Max?
No, it's going to be an exciting game. That's for sure. Yeah, I think we get it all.
Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and go to San Francisco and Detroit. San Francisco, 7.5-point favorites. I find that fucking insane that the 49ers are that much favorited in this game. I feel like it's a disrespect to the Detroit Lions. I looked a lot deeper into this matchup, Max. Looking at some numbers, looking at some film. I like the Lions' chances, bro. I think you called it a week early. You're like, hey, I think the Lions match up very, very well with the Niners. And you're absolutely right, dude. They got the neutralizer, and it's the offensive line for the Lions. It's dominant. They're the best offensive line in the league. I think they passed up Philly this year with Philly running a fucking high school offense. I think the Lions have the recipe as far as being able to stop the run. They're second against the run this year. And that's how you're going to stop the 49ers. And let's make Brock Purdy beat us. Make him fucking pass the ball. And let's see if we can just take away Christian McCaffrey. Take him out of the game completely. And let's see if Brock Purdy can fucking do it. And I'm confident that he's not going to be able to. I feel like, yes, the Lions have a weak secondary. I get it. Cam Sutton is suspect. But they get timely turnovers. They're stout against the run, at least. And their offense is high fucking powered. Anytime you don't score on a drive, they're going to wind up scoring. They're going to score that fucking football. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm scared about the Lions defense. That's for sure, Juan, aren't you? Like, how
The pass defense,
scared?
I am. I'm not scared about the
defense?
run. I'm not scared. I think they're going to stop the run of the Niners. It's the pass that scares the shit out of me. Because Cam Sutton is a fucking bum, low key. Like, he gets burnt like crazy.
Yeah, he does. I feel like the Lions, like they can give up passing yards. You just can't let them run the ball down your throat. Like the more times you make Brock Purdy pass, it's gonna give you the better chance to win because he's thrown some really bad passes this postseason. He should have been picked off twice in the Packer game. Did he? Yeah, he should have been picked off twice.
Yeah,
he's gotten away with some.
Yeah.
And that's scary. Like Jared Goff, he made one dumb play against the Rams, but ever since then, he played a pretty clean game against the Bucks. And I mean, this is a game where it's won in the trenches to me. I don't know how you feel. Like it's either Detroit's O-line and D-line win, or they're going to lose the game. Like they have to win that battle.
And I don't feel confident in the Niners' defensive line. I don't feel like it's as dominant as it was in years past. I have confidence that the Lions are going to win that matchup. I don't think they're going to get to Goff.
But do you think they're going to get to Purdy?
I think Aiden Hutchinson is. I tell you one thing, he's going to get pressures. The dude has so many fucking pressures. He looking like Max Crosby out there. No, I'm not as confident in the Detroit defensive line on the pass though to get to Purdy. I'll give you that. But if they can just pin the ears back and let them get in these third and nines, third and eights, third and longs, and make it a fighting chance, I think the Detroit Lions can get to them. Now it's different when the whole playbook is open and you're like, oh, it's 3rd and 2, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. It's like the whole playbook is open. It's like, oh, let's get the play action going. Let's get the run game going. Like the whole thing opens up for Kyle Shanahan. But if you just keep them at an obvious passing down, Aiden Hutchinson can do it.
Like you want those 3rd and 9s. And truthfully, Green Bay got them there, and they didn't take advantage of it. Personally, that's one of the reasons they lost the game.
Yeah, they didn't take advantage. As far as legacy goes, if you want to talk legacy, Jared Goff, besides, who was it? Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, is one of the only quarterbacks to win 13-plus games with 2 different teams. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, Jared Goff's kind of had a good career. I mean, we gave him a lot of shit early, but I feel like it was warranted at the time.
I mean, I find it fucking crazy that this guy's in this position, that the Lions are in this position, just how far they fucking come. And I don't feel like there's going to be any of this, like, the game is too big. We're going to get blown out by the 49ers. We didn't come prepared. We didn't come ready to play. I feel like the Lions are going to come out, bro, and they're going to be ready to fucking play. I don't know how you feel about that.
I think they're going to be ready, but I just don't know if like the talent's there. One, like you can come out. I don't know, dude. The Lions are talented. I just sometimes that defense just leaves me scared, bro. Like, it leaves me scared of this Niners team. But their offense hasn't been that good. Like, do you attribute that bad offense to rust?
I wouldn't say rust. I mean, I feel like the Packers did a really good job, but I don't think so. I think talent wise, the Lions are pretty close. Honestly, I think if we had a draft right now with the Lions and the 49ers, it would be pretty fucking close that more Lions went before Niners. Honestly, you want to do it? You feel confident that you'll pick more Niners?
No, I don't feel confident now.
That's what I'm saying. They got two running backs. They got the better quarterback. You're picking Jared Goff over Brock Purdy. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'll take Jared Goff. Barely.
I think St. Brown is the best receiver, as crazy as that sounds, out of the three, out of Ayuk and Debo.
Yeah, okay. I'm
Right?
with it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, you're winning me.
The tight ends, I feel like that's a wash. The tight ends are wash as far as this
Yeah,
year.
they're definitely like the team.
Now, when you get to the defense, that's where it is. But I feel like their offensive line is better than the 49ers. Like Panay Sewell has been playing Trent Williams type level this year. So I feel like they match up as far as talent wise. It's not a mismatch here. It's not. They have enough talent to go into this. As far as Debo goes, how are your feelings if he misses the game or plays
Oh,
in
if
the
he misses,
game?
it changes a lot because he's like as much as I give him shit for not being a receiver, he's a difference making NFL player though for sure.
Yeah. I I don't feel like that it makes that much of a difference. Like, of course, it affects the game, and there's certain things that the Niners can't do. But I have full confidence that IU can take the place of Debo as far as like yardage goes, like putting up receiving numbers. Now, are they going to lose the
But it's like
element?
the bind he puts you in, kind of though. It's kind of like the bind where like he just does certain shit you have to be ready for, and it kind of like they play off that shit, you know.
Yeah.
Like they try to give that handoff to Rashawn Jennings. I'm like, no one cares. Like,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But even if he does play, like, he has a fucking sprained collarbone or whatever the fuck he has. Do you really think they're going to use him as effectively, like, as a running back, putting down his fucking shoulder pads? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be that big. So we'll see what happens with Debo, but I'm leaning towards the fucking Lions, bro. I really am. I feel like Jared Goff has a little bit more to prove. I feel like Dan Campbell has a little bit more to prove. And I feel like they're gonna have the fucking edge, bro. Like I don't see the 49ers coming out and dominating the Lions. I don't. Now they can win the game, yes, but I don't feel like they're gonna come out and dominate this Detroit team. They're too tough, they're too physical. The way that they play, I can't see it. Do you think that there's a chance that the 49ers can come out and blow out the Lions?
yes, yeah, like 30% chance.
How though? That high? I'll give it like a 5% chance, bro. Just because what? They're the Lions is too big for them? Like this is what happens? Like the Cinderella story ends here kind of thing?
Yeah, I think so a little
That's
bit.
the only thing I see. But it's like what? What, the Niners have home field advantage? They play in fucking the Riverside of San Francisco? Like it's not going to be that much of an advantage in San Francisco. It's not like the crowd noise is going to be effective.
No, I don't. I think Detroit fans will follow, and I think like okay, we did the X factors with Baltimore. Do you have any X factors for this game?
Definitely Josh Reynolds. I feel like a lot of times in these playoff games, he winds up getting open for some big yardage. I feel like he's a guy that San Francisco is circling like, hey, let's not get this guy going. It's one thing for St. Brown to beat us, but we can't let this fucker fucking beat us. Josh Reynolds. It can't happen. And then of course, Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, he's always primed to fucking have at least like a 50-yard fucking run to the house because how fast he is. What about you?
Yeah, I think that speed can change things. I think Jahmyr Gibbs like might be the like X factor if he can get to, like a couple of those Aaron Jones runs. I was like, man, if that's Jahmyr Gibbs, like that fool's gone. He's a ghost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that's what it was like. That's part of it. I was like, damn.
What about on the Niners side? Who you feeling on there? I think it's Ayuk. Ayuk is the X
I think
factor.
Chase Young, Chase Young or Ayuk, yeah.
I feel like if Ayuk gets going, most of the time the Niners win. Like he's the guy where things are clicking and he's doing good. They more likely than not win the game. I want to talk about Brock Purdy. Where do you end it with Purdy depending on what game? Like what's the game look like for you where you're like, I'm done with Purdy? Because I know you're gonna do it. I know because you've been feeling like that. But what's that game looking like for you?
Like Purdy, like the end game, like if they lose or win.
If
What do
they
you
lose,
mean?
no, they have
Like
to lose, obviously. Because
if
if
they
they
lose, he throws like one or two. He throws like a couple picks or has a fumble. Like it's just a turnover, and he is just like errant with the ball.
basically how he looked in Green versus Green Bay.
Yeah, basically.
Oh man, I can't fucking wait, bro. I'm pulling for the Lions so fucking hard, bro. I feel like their fans deserve it. The team deserves it. I want them to fucking move on so fucking bad, dude. Anything else on this
I
game,
want to
Max?
too. Like I would love a Baltimore Detroit Super Bowl. It's like no losers. Like that's a game. It's like just watch football. There's no bias. No one. Like what's Detroit ever done wrong?
Yeah.
Nothing. They've been trash.
All right. Before we pick the game, anything else, Max?
No.
All
Going
right.
with the Lions though.
No, you're
No, I'm going
not.
with the Niners. I picked the Niners. I copped out like a little bitch.
You
I
did
copped like a
cop
bad
out.
bitch.
23-20. Max is picking the fucking Niners. I'm picking the Lions, man. I got 28-26. Got a close game. I'm rolling with the knee biting boys, bro. I'm rolling with Dan Campbell. I feel like it's a bad matchup for them, and I'm hoping the fucking best for the Lions, bro. I cannot fucking wait. All right. Anything else on the championship games, Max? And then we'll end this off with coach talk and a little bit of GM talk that I wanted to get into. Anything else though?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Let's go.
So, where do you want to start first as far as the coaches? So, Raheem Morris got hired, Brian Callahan got hired, and the guy from that went to the Panthers, the OC for the Bucks, forgetting his name.
Bucks. I can't think of his name now.
Yeah, I'm forgetting his
I'll
name.
tell you right now. Dave Canales.
Yes. What hires are you looking forward to the most? What shocked you? What are you thinking?
Harbaugh to Michigan. Harbaugh to Chargers was a
Oh yeah,
shock.
fucking Harbaugh.
No Belichick was surprising.
So it looks like he's not gonna have a job because
Yeah, I don't think
the
so.
Seahawks and the Commanders, I don't think are gonna hire him. I think the Commanders are gonna go with Eric Bieniemy. That's my gut. They're just
Yeah, I
waiting.
think you're right about that. I don't think the Seahawks will take Bill.
I don't know who the fucking Seahawks are gonna hire. I have no fucking clue. I felt like a really good hire for them would have been the Raheem Morris. I feel like he would have been a perfect fit for Seattle as far as bringing back the defense. But Raheem Morris winds up going back to Atlanta or going to Atlanta. Um, I like the hire, and I like the hire in this aspect. I know they were looking at Bill Belichick, but from what I heard from reports, is that the management didn't want Bill Belichick. It was all owner. The owner, Arthur Blank, wanted Bill Belichick. Nobody else wanted him. And to me, that's already a bad fucking sign. When the owner wants him and the GM and the front office don't, like, you got to hire the guy that everyone's going to coincide with, bro. It's never a good thing, guys, when the GM and the coach don't get along from the fucking jump. It's never a good recipe. There's always a fucking strangle on who has more fucking power. And I feel like at the aftermath of it, Raheem Morris is going to be great for their defense. Watch out for the Atlanta Falcons defense because it's going to be fucking real. A.J. Terrell, Jesse Bates, Grady Jarrett. I mean, they're going to have a fucking blast. Now, depending on who they hire as their offensive coordinator, that's going to be a different story. So I'm fucking curious to see who they hire as far as that goes. Because their offense is the problem. They have all the investment on the offense. Bijan Robinson, high draft pick. It's like Desmond Ridder, draft pick. They're still hanging on to him. He's probably gone, though. Drake London, high draft pick. Kyle Pitts, high draft pick. The offensive line has some money on it with Lindstrom making a bunch of fucking money. So a lot of the issues have been the offense. So we'll see who the fuck they hire. I don't know who they're gonna hire, but it'll be interesting to see. What do you feel, Max?
No, it's definitely going to be interesting. Like we always talked about Atlanta, like it's a dream job. It's just waiting for somebody to like take this shit to the next level. Like you said, they have so many high picks, so much talent on that team. Like obviously, the quarterback's a huge thing, right? But I'm excited for Morris. Raheem Morris, as I say, Raheem Moster.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think the Carolina job, like that's, I don't really think there's much there.
You know, he did some stuff with Baker though. That's the one thing. It's like he's getting
He
a lot of
did.
he's
But I've
getting a
never
lot of
thought
credit.
Baker's been as bad as people thought, though.
I think it is crazy the fact that like they won a playoff game, and I know it was against your Philadelphia Eagles, and you know they won one of the weakest divisions, but I mean they were a threat on offense. They had two 1,000-yard receivers. Rashad White had a great fucking year. Baker had a great year. He's getting a lot of credit for it, and I'm glad that they went an offensive guy because of Bryce Young. You know, at least they didn't go to defensive guy. They're putting more into their investment. You might as fucking well. You didn't get nothing in return. It's not like you have draft picks to fucking change the aftermath of this. But I'm happy for Bryce Young. At least he got an offensive dude. Um, anything else on the Panthers?
I don't really have anything on the Panthers.
What
Do you
so
have a
what
prediction?
what
So,
do you
go
think
ahead.
about Jim Harbaugh Chargers?
I think it's going to be good. I think he's going to bring an attitude. I don't necessarily love him as a coach, but I mean, there's no denying what he did with the 49ers. They were competitors. They weren't poorly coached. They weren't idiots.
Well, a couple of years removed from the NFL, him coming back, he has the best winning percentage out of any active coach as it goes in the NFL right now. My question is with this whole Jim Harbaugh thing is who's going to be the GM? Is he going to play GM? Because if he's playing GM and coach, I don't like it. I don't. I think it's too much power. And I think it's a big reason why the 49ers went to shit because of that whole aspect, because he didn't want Trent Baalke in the building. Trent Baalke didn't want him. And I don't like it. It's like the whole thing with Bill Belichick. It's like, how much control do you want? You don't want that much control, bro. Be a head coach, worry about the coaching, get people in line that scout, that draft well, great fucking minds around you, and let them do their job. Because throughout the whole season, you're coaching. You don't have time to fucking draft scout in fucking LSU or Ole Miss or Southern Mississippi, whatever the fuck it is. Like, who's going to be the GM? And I'm very curious to see that. Or is it going to be one of these things where it's like, oh, Harbaugh's running the show? I don't like it if that's the aspect. I don't. And let's not forget the Chargers are in cap fucking hell. Keenan Allen's a cap casualty. Khalil Mack is a cap casualty.
Oh, him for
Austin
sure. Yeah.
Austin Eckler is a cap casualty. You
Yeah.
need to have a
He
numbers
went
guy in
away.
there. And I doubt Harbaugh knows how to do all that. So hopefully he gets a really good GM by his side that can draft very well. Because let's not forget, Trent Baalke did a lot of those draft picks and a lot of those moves. He's the one that drafted Aldon Smith. He's the one that drafted Colin Kaepernick. So leave the coaching to Jim. And if he's sticking to the coaching, I love it. It's perfect for Herbert. Perfect for LA. I think he'll be great. But let's see who the fucking GM is. Who else got hired? Are we missing anyone?
Tom Telesco.
Tom Telesco for my Las Vegas Raiders. I'm hot and cold on it. I am. I'm being honest. My first reaction to it was, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think he did all that well with the Chargers. I don't. I don't think he did all that well. Did he have some good draft picks? Yes, because he's been there for so fucking long. But I feel like he had a lot of misses. And I'm scared of all the cap shit that ended with the Chargers. That's his mess. The shit that I just talked about with the Chargers, that's all Tom Telesco's mess right there. Is signing all those guys. And I get it. They went all in, but it didn't work out. It didn't. It was the Justin Herbert show. Justin Herbert was all that fucking team had. When Justin Herbert left, they got beat fucking 63 to 10, whatever it was, to the Raiders.
0, I believe.
Yeah, whatever it
10.
was.
Oh, they scored like one bullshit touchdown.
Yeah. But how do you feel about it? Because I know your reaction was a little different than mine.
I've always thought he was a good GM. Like, he's had some picks, and you were like, oh, what about the signings? Like, yeah, J.C. Jackson was a bad one. Everyone wanted him. That wasn't just him. But I think overall he's a good talent evaluator. I know Quentin Johnson looked like crap, but we know these receivers can be crap one year and good the next. I'm not going to punt on him already and just say, he sucks. But overall, I think he's a good talent evaluator. Like, that's something you desperately need, bro. Because I went back and I was like, man, Alex Leatherwood, Cleveland Farrell, like guys who aren't even like in the league, like 2 years later because they're so bad. Like, you don't need that.
Well, the good thing is that, Antonio Pierce had to have some say in this with the Tom Telesco. He had to write off on it. And I don't know. I was already going with the notion that they were going to go with Champ Kelly still. And I kind of liked it. I thought they had a really good dynamic, him and Antonio Pierce. I'm hoping they bring him back in some way or fashion. But I'm kind of hot and cold on it. The one thing that I heard from who's the draft analyst for NFL Network? What's his name, man? Daniel
Carl
Jeremiah.
Davis? No, that's him. Yeah.
Daniel Jeremiah was like, he's a good quarterback evaluator, because they got Justin Herbert. And I think he had a hand with Andrew Luck in Indy. I think he was part of that draft process. To me, though, like, Justin Herbert fell into their hands. Like, it's because Tua got picked and Justin Herbert just wound up landing there. It's kind of like with the Raiders with Khalil Mack. It's like people gave Reggie McKenzie credit, but it's like in reality, bro, like Mack fell to you. It's not like you picked him at 2 or 1. It's like he fell to you. I don't really count that. And I feel the same way about Telesco with Herbert. It's like Herbert fell in his lap. Herbert got over-evaluated. And he wound up being one of the best quarterbacks that we've seen. Another note on the Raiders that I wanted to say before we let you guys go. I am so fucking happy that the Raiders are keeping Patrick Graham. I feel like that's one of the best underrated off-season moves so far in the league because this defense was number 1 in a lot of categories once McDaniels left. And part of it was Antonio Pierce, but I feel like more than 50% of this is because of Patrick Graham. And Patrick Graham got his fucking groove back, and this defense has been playing amazing under him. What do you think about that, about Patrick Graham?
No, I think it's smart you kept him. I mean, the defense responded to him. I think if you do a good job, it doesn't mean when like they fire the head coach and it's like, oh, we got to fire everybody. I don't always think that's the right case. Like you had one good thing about you, keep it in place.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else on the coaches, Max? I think the last left are Commanders and Seahawks. What do you think that they should hire? I mean, one of these teams got to hire Vrabel, right? Like, I find it crazy that
Yeah, I would
Vrabel's
hire
still out
Vrabel if I was Washington, and then I would hire Dan Quinn just because he understands.
there. Bring Dan Quinn back. That would be fucking insane. All right. I think that's going to do it, guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below, all that good stuff. We hope you guys enjoy all the conference championship games. Go Lions. Go Ravens. Fuck the Niners.
Yep.
And fuck the Chiefs.
Chiefs too. I'll go with you. Yeah. Raider Nation.
Right. There's only one nation. That's Raider Nation. All right. We'll see you guys Sunday night or Monday morning. All right. Or Monday night, whatever. Whatever works with us. Okay. We'll see you guys then. Peace.